YXBA is back and I'm ready to mash some more buttons. Somebody asked me yesterday, why is it that on a Nintendo channel I use sound clips from Street Fighter 2 on every one of my videos in the intro? And I answered the question, and I thought I would answer it here as well in case you had any questions about that. The answer is that Street Fighter 2, to me, is a huge part of Nintendo history and will always be closely associated with the Super Nintendo, as it was a massive, massive game on Super Nintendo. I played the heck out of it. I remember before I could afford to buy the system, when I would rent the console from stores, that would be the game that was most likely to rent with the system. And in fact, I did a little bit of research on this because, you know, you never know. It could just be my memory of it being incorrect, and it wasn't actually that big of a deal on Super Nintendo. The game did also come to the Sega Genesis, but the main problem with the Sega Genesis version, besides having inferior graphics, was the fact that the main controller only had 3 buttons, so you didn't really get a full and complete Street Fighter 2 experience. And in fact, I looked at a list of the top-selling Capcom games of all time, and the original Street Fighter 2 on Super Nintendo is the number 1 selling Capcom game on an individual console of all time. It sold 6.3 million units on the Super Nintendo, and so I think I'm very justified in closely associating Street Fighter 2 with Nintendo history in the same way that I would closely associate Mega Man, another great Capcom game, on the original Nintendo with Nintendo history as well. And speaking of games closely associated with Nintendo history, we got some new insights today from Emily Rogers about Zelda U, which she confirmed through multiple sources is also coming to the Nintendo NX. Not only that, but she said she's hearing from multiple people that you will be able to select a male or a female Link, and also that most of the characters in the game are going to be fully voice acted, not including Link, of course. There was a time when I was pretty skeptical about Emily Rogers and some of her sources and leaks, but lately she has been bang on, and she was one of the first people, if not the first, to come out and say that there's a new Paper Mario game coming to the Wii U. So right now, at this current period of her life, her sources seem to be pretty spot on. So I think that it's pretty safe to assume that these leaks are true. However, they're also pretty obvious, but it's definitely nice to get confirmation of it. This, of course, further strengthens the leak that Super Metal Dave 64 had a couple months ago now? I think so. When he said that Zelda U is going to be coming to the NX, and the NX is going to be coming out in 2016. So she didn't give any updates on the potential release date of the game, but the fact that she can confirm through many sources that the game is also coming to the NX, I think does add a little bit more padding to already a stacked case that Super Metal Dave 64 is a man of truth when it comes to his leaks on the Nintendo NX. I don't know about you guys, I've read a lot of comments on the internet from different Nintendo fans, and I think that Nintendo fans are never going to be 100% unified on what they want. There's a lot of Nintendo fans that are kind of disappointed that the game is going to be using voice acting because the game has always not used voice acting. But to me, I think that if it's done correctly and it's done well, it's going to definitely add to the overall experience. And it's going to also bring in a lot more new fans into the series, because a lot of gamers these days have just come to assume and to expect that they're going to get good quality voice acting. And then when they find out that Zelda is still not using voice acting, it kind of turns them away from the franchise. And I think that Nintendo right now going forward has to be thinking in terms of bringing in more gamers, because the Wii U did not sell as well as anybody would have liked it to have. So that to me is only a good thing, that there's going to be voice acting. I can't wait to see a trailer, and hopefully they're able to preview and show off some of those voice acting skills at E3 this year. Other than that, I think it's great, obviously, that you can play as a female Link or a male Link. I know some guys are like, well, I don't really care if you can play as a female Link or a male Link, if they're not going to add anything new to the character, similar to Mario Brothers 2, where each of the different characters that were playable had different abilities. But I think that this is a dude talking here on the internet that complains about that. I don't think there's going to be very many girl gamers and female gamers that are going to be disappointed by this. And I know that, this is a very important thing to open up the games to feel more welcoming to the female demographic. And there's a lot of girl gamers out there these days, and you'd be surprised, but a lot of them are actually pretty hot. So I don't think it's a bad idea. So give me your thoughts in the comments below. Are you happy to see that Nintendo is possibly taking these steps with the Zelda franchise? I think it's great, because I don't want to have to defend why Nintendo isn't doing this or isn't doing that. I want them to do everything that fans want, but then also surprise us with some of the things that they want to do and some of the directions that they want to take it. So, you don't want to have a company that just only listens to the fans but doesn't do anything brilliant. So I think they're going to find that balance with the new Zelda game, and pretty much guarantee it's going to be a fantastic experience. This has been Colin Unger, reminding you to keep your thumbs glued to YXBA. And always remember to select Start. If you enjoyed this video, click like and subscribe.